Oh, what's going on, guys? Let me see if I can get some better light in here instead of the glare from that. Let's cut this off. There we go. I think that'll do okay for what I've got to do. There we go. That's not too bad. Oh, let me share this out to a couple places. Oh, what's going on? There we go. That's not too bad. Oh, let me share this out to a couple places. What's going on? Oh, what's up, Christopher, man? Hope you're doing well. I am tired. Oh, boy, boy, boy. Hey, Tara. Do, do. Oh. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to work in this a little bit more. I still can't decide what I want to do with this damn book. Oh, man. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So what has everyone got going on tonight? Supposed to went live with my buddy Bert tonight to do a couple hours, but apparently he's got a tummy ache. What's up, Brittany or Bob? What's up, Cameron? What's up, Stephanie? Hope you guys are doing good this evening. There's nothing more frustrating than when you're supposed to do stuff and people have issues of why they can't do it. It's one of my favorite horror movies, so I figured we would kind of do this. I'm a big black and white fan. I'm not sure what that is. What's up, Matthew? Um, and if you've never went back and like, if you've never watched these movies, dude, you're really missing out on some great movies. Because well, some of the stuff that made it some really cool stuff is, there these movies there was no music. For those that don't know, the majority of these had no music in them. So it was really all about the ambiance and the mood that was being set. That was really what it was all about. So yeah, if you've never went and watched these, you definitely are robbing yourself of a lot of incredibly good movies. And don't get me wrong, they can be a little tough to watch if you're trying to compare them to current movies, etc. But if you go into them with a fresh mindset that you're going to watch them for what they are and what they were meant to be, you will really enjoy them. And they're all extremely good, especially the ones with like Laurel and Hardy. Meet the Wolfman and stuff like that. So incredibly good. Yeah, great movies. What's up, Tyler? Hey, what's up, Sean? Yeah, I saw the thing for it. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm excited to see anything new come out of the Spawn world. I mean, Spawn was one of my favorite books in the '90s. I mean, I bought that book all the way up until I quit collecting. So I'm a big Spawn fan as far as back in the day. Um, you know, it just depends. I mean, for a collector, if Todd comes out and he does it like it should be, and that's a small print run, etc., it'll be a wonderful thing. But if he comes out the damn gate with trying to do exactly what he did in the '90s, it'll be another damn $20 book set of books worth, and that's all the extent they'll ever be. So yeah, and I don't necessarily think that that's what'll happen, because I think Todd learned his lesson on the first one, but we'll see. I mean, I'm happy to see whatever happens on it. As far as seeing new stuff. I mean, definitely, you guys definitely want to make sure that's one. That's one hype train you definitely want to be on, because it's going to be hot. There's no doubt about that. No doubt that that's going to be hot. But if it's not handled proper, it'll be another $20 book. And being someone who, even though I have tons of respect, as an artist, he's still a businessman. So I mean, which one's going to happen? Is the business aspect going to take over, and he's just going to print books till the cows come home, like they did with the first go around with Spawn, or is the collector mindset going to kick in, and he wants his book to have more value? So that'll be the real, if and or moody about it. If that makes sense. That'll be the telltale. Which one is it going to be? I'm hoping the collector mentality takes over more. I hope he's trying to think the long run. You know what? I want my book to have value. It didn't happen on the first one. Oh, it would be awesome to see Todd do some covers from lesser known artists, but again, you're trying to, which one's going to happen? The creator side that wants to see other people get a shot at something, or is it going to be the creator side who knows what it was like to come from into the game long ago, or is it going to be the again, the business side, guaranteed sales? Because I mean, there's no doubt about it. There's certain people you put on covers and it's guaranteed sales, absolutely guaranteed sale. So we'll see. We will see. We shall see. He needs to let me have a cover. That'd be really badass. I mean, he can definitely do it. There's no doubt about it. He can definitely do it. Todd knows what he's doing. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. It's always going to be a show with Todd, that's for sure. Will always be a show. But I, for one, would definitely love to see. Um, I want to see something more from a collector standpoint. I want to see more of that mentality than cashing in on a cash cow. Because I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm sure Todd has no shortage of money, so it'd be nice for it to kind of be more about, again, about the trying to give the book some longevity, because that hurts about all the first number ones from the '90s. I mean, that truly hurts. I mean, they became millionaires overnight, but for the collector side of it, that really hurt. Yeah, I'm really hoping the Spawn movie gets off the ground too. It would be awesome to see a Spawn movie, a proper one. That would definitely be interesting. Yeah, we'll see. Shit, just thought about something. Okay, make sure that wasn't seeping through. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I'm a big Jamie Foxx fan, so I think Jamie Foxx will do awesome. Uh, I think Jamie Foxx is a very, very talented actor. Those that just added some cross hatching just to kind of create like an ink gray tone kind of thing, like that. Yeah, my main thing is I just want a quality movie, man. And that's going to be the tough thing too, because um, you know Todd's not, and I don't blame him, but Todd's not going to want to give up any control. Um, and I think that not only is that going to limit where the movie can be done and how it can be done, I'm sure it's going to cause issues to even have it done. So we'll see. You know, I hope they can figure it out. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with how much control, someone's wanting to give up, and I imagine they're not wanting to give it up. Hang on one second. I need to grab my gray tone markers. Hang on one second. All right. I want to put some little bit of gray tones into some of these darker areas. Hey, what's up, Trevor? Yes, sir. A little classic Boris Karloff, man. Ah, yeah. Fake comics has been around for a long time, dude. I mean, that sucks ass. It happened, man. I hate to hear that. But yeah, fake comics have been around for a long time, especially if you're ordering shit out of country. And that's usually where it happens. That is usually where it happens. Somebody is ordering something from out of the country. They think they're getting a great deal, yada, yada, yada. And then it becomes fake. Yeah, dude, you got to stay away from that kind of shit. Damn, I hate that happen. Sadly, it happens a lot. Yeah, that's not unusual. Um, yeah, You got to be real mindful, man, where you order stuff from. That's for sure. People out there doing dirty, dirty ass shit. Hey, what's up, Heather? Yeah, yeah. I've seen the post ever so often. Like, luckily, it doesn't happen, all the time. Thank goodness. But it happens enough that it's a issue. Oh, there's no doubt it came from China. Like I told you, man, that's what happens. That's how they get people, and there's not shit you can do about it either. China doesn't really, for the most part, China doesn't really have a hardcore law against copyrights. I mean, not copyright, but fakes. They also don't really have a law, an actual law in effect for copyright infringement either. So yeah, you gotta stay away from that shit, man. At some point you got to use some common sense. Don't be buying shit, that's supposed to be super valuable from other countries. Number one, that should be like the most common sense rule ever. Is don't buy expensive shit from outside the country. That should be common sense rule number one. The second one should be, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So a lot of people, it's amazing how often they ignore that part. Yeah, I don't put shit back. I don't put anything past uh, Pete Petrie. Now I don't necessarily know whether he would be somebody that would sell fakes, but then again, he looks and sounds like a damn used car salesman. So for me, I wouldn't buy shit from Pete Petrie. The fact some of you guys still buy from that prick blows my mind. I don't know how the hell you guys can keep buying shit from that guy. Absolutely blows my mind. Oh, he hasn't screwed me yet. The the quote of dumbasses. That's what we call that. We call that quote the quote of dumbass. The quote of dumbassery. That's what that is. Because when you sit back and people show you proof that people are screwing people, doing underhanded dirty shit, and the only words that can come out of your mouth is, well, he hasn't screwed me yet. And again, I'm not talking about hearsay. I'm talking about legit proof of misdealings, legit proof. And the words that come out of your mouth is, no, he hasn't screwed me yet. That is the dumbassery of dumbassery. Yeah, I mean, well, now don't get me wrong. I don't out nobody with proof no more because people won't listen. The majority won't because they'll do exactly what I just told you. They haven't screwed me yet, so I'm going to keep going until they do. Got to be the dumbest damn mentality of thinking I've ever seen in my life. Uh, I mean, has to be the dumbest way of thinking I've ever heard in my life. He hasn't screwed me yet. Wow. Okay. Good strategy. That's a really good strategy. Such a good strategy. Yeah, that's got to be some dumbass way of thinking. He hasn't screwed me yet, so I'm just going to keep right on rolling. Yep, you keep going, dumbass. My little funky castle. uh, that's how we do it. Do it. My little funky castle. My little funky castle. Yeah, like I said, I quit. I quit messing with it. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore, guys. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't care who gets screwed. I don't care who buys what trash from who. I'm sorry to put it that way. I don't care anymore. Um, I'm not going to run tell it to the mountains. I'm not going to share it across pages. I'm not going to preach it to the moon. I just don't care anymore. I mean, trust me, I hate that that happens to people. I hate that people lose their hard earned money. I truly, truly do. But as far as like me going on to Facebook and me trying to make a post for you to warn the world of the baddies, not going to happen anymore, guys. I don't do it. If you want to share that, you go to your page and you share it till the cows come home. I don't give a shit no more. I tried my best to warn people a couple times over shady ass people, and it went in one ear and out the other. Again, with the magic words, say it with me. They haven't screwed me yet. So it sucks. The only thing I can tell you guys now is if you want to be mindful of all that, you need to pay attention to the report groups because there's actually groups out there where people can report shitty sellers and people that rip people off, and that's all I can really tell you to do because I can't share it no more. I don't give a shit. I hate that that happens, man. It truly is a terrible thing. really, really sad that people do that to one another. And this is the way I look at it. People that allow it to happen, people that continue to support them, continue to buy from them with their whole little magic mentality of, they haven't screwed me yet philosophy. Way I look at it, those people are just as shitty and dirty. I mean, I won't deal with them. Like if I find out people on my friends list still operate and deal with someone that I know with proof screwed people over, I won't deal with those people. I'll remove them from my friends list. I mean, and that's the way the system should work. That's how you get rid of those people. If everybody would follow suit and get rid of people that way, that's how you would stop it in the community. Because if everybody would ostracize those people, remove them from having the ability to sell, because people would, take proof and just let the domino effect happen, you guys wouldn't have this happen. But because a lot of you guys will have this mentality of, well, they haven't screwed me yet, that's never going to happen. So, I hate that, guys, but I really do wish more people would have that moral backbone to stop doing business with shitty people, but people are so worried that they'll miss out on a deal or miss out on a sale that they'll continue to do business with the shit stains. Nothing we can do about it. Nothing we can do. Woo, woo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the sad thing is you can sit there and show proof that somebody is screwing someone or did screw someone, and he'll have his group. Like, you can show people proof, and they will have, and there will be those followers that are so into kissing that dude's ass that they will defend that dude and tell you you're wrong for calling him out, and you're wrong for this or that. It's a really weird thing. It's really, really weird. So, oh well. All I can tell you guys is to pay attention to the warning groups that try to warn people, and do business at your own peril. That's all I can really tell you. Oh man. All right, let's see. I think I'm happy with that. I just wanted the basic silhouette. Yep. Well, just remember, nothing's a lawsuit if you got proof. So, but, damn, I still don't know what I want to do with this book. I really don't know. Only a few pages left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know one thing. If y'all haven't went and grabbed my damn Vampirella book, I'm gonna remove some of y'all from my damn friends list. God damn it! That damn book, 15 or how much was it? $15 for a damn virgin, limited to 500 Vampirella. I'm tell you guys right now, I'm gonna check my damn friends list, and everybody that didn't buy that book, I'm booting your ass off my damn friends list. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if you didn't get that book, I'm gonna bounce your ass. Don't send me no PM asking why. Somebody asked me earlier, they're like, "Are you joking about that or serious?" I said, "I don't know. I hadn't decided yet." I said, "But I'm real damn tempted to be serious." I was like, if I, I said, I'm real tempted to be serious. Because I mean, that's just the way I look at it. I'm not here to collect random friends. I'm here to make connections and have people that are here to support. That way we got everyone here that needs to be here. What's the count on that? Oh, I think we're about halfway through. If I remember correctly, I think we're right at or right around halfway. I mean, I don't remember. I had like I think it was 10 shows last year booked, and of course they all got canceled. But I don't remember which ones were near KY though, near Kentucky. Like I tell everyone, I'll do cons everywhere and I'll do in-store appearances and stuff like that. But I mean, sadly, I need to know where they are because, as surprisingly as it sounds, most of these Comic Cons and stuff, why does that seem so dim? I guess it's just trying to deal with the. Let me see if this is. See, that one's going to put that real bright. Yeah, the camera's kind of messing with that light a little bit. That's kind of odd. But yeah, I usually just tell people if there's a con near them or there's a comic shop near them that and you want us to come to your con, and this goes for any artist, or you want us to come to your stores. Send us links to the con so we could try to find out where they're at and when they're doing their shows, etc. If it's in-store appearances, you need to talk to your comic shop about having us come in and do an event because we won't cold call or cold message comic shops. That's just not what artists do. Now, and that's why I tell people if you want an artist to make the trip to your neck of the woods, you need to help out a little bit and you need to talk to your comic shops, talk to your convention promoters, or at least give us the contact information for the con. Because I mean, I'll go to a con anywhere, and I mean, I'm going on my own dime. 98% of the time, us new artists are going to these Comic Cons on our own dime. About the only time you get a free ride is if you're buddy with someone that runs one of them or has a store or group. Sometimes you can kind of tag along, or if you're female, you can kind of tag along a lot because dudes just try to groom female artists. It's ridiculous, or female talent. They better quit that shit. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Whether you are a store owner, a con promoter, another artist, y'all better stop all this damn extra attention you're giving female creators. I'm just gonna tell you all this shit right now. You better chill on it a little, because there's already people getting labeled as grooming, even though they're not doing that. And once you get your ass gets labeled as grooming, you're up a shit creek. I'm just gonna tell you. And grooming, hang on one second. Let me move this little thing over. There we go. And grooming is, you can look up the definition and everything of what it is right now. But basically what it is, it's saying that you're giving females, special treatment so you can get, special favors. So y'all better stop the shit. Y'all better quit it. You either better quit or you better start treating the male artists the same way you're treating the females. Because there's already been a few people that's been outed and called groomers. and that's probably not even what they're doing. Now some of them are. There's no doubt about that. We know how dudes are. Most of the time when dudes are giving a female attention, it's because they think they're going to get laid. I mean, I'm sorry guys, it's a thought process that is well earned across many, many men. They don't help no damn female unless they're trying to get laid. Sorry. Now that's not every man, of course. It's not, but it's a lot. So do that at your own risk. The way I tell people, if you want to avoid that crazy shit, you better show the guys the same amount of attention and the love you're showing the females. You better be doing as much for the guy artists as you are the female artists. That'll protect your ass. And hell, even then, you still might get it. But anyway, but yeah, so if you've got stores you want, us to come to, talk to the stores, try to get them to invite us in for an event. Because most of the time, if it's close enough, within a respectable drive, we'll foot the trip on our own back. So it doesn't even cost the store anything to have us in the store. And worst case scenario, a lot of us artists will split it with you. We'll pay for the expense to get there and get back, and you just pay for the 1 or 2 night hotel. So worst case scenario, your store is spending $200, where we're spending $300-400 just to get there. So I'm just, I think it's a pretty fair trade. Now, not all stores are going to do that, because a lot of stores don't give a shit about their members, and if they can't make money off the artists, they're not going to have artists in their shop. Sadly, that's the way it goes. Now, some artists will do it. They're happy to have artists. They're happy to even split costs with artists that are willing to travel. So you just don't know till you talk to your people. But we're not going to cold call stores, and we're not going to ask stores to have us in their shop. It's too much like that whole, telemarketer kind of feel. But definitely, if you know about cons in your area, now good cons. Now, I don't mean to put it as blunt as this, but this is going to come off kind of blunt. I mean, don't try to get new artists to come to a con that has 200 people that show up, because we lose so much money on that. Because again, we're paying for our travel expense. We're paying for our own hotels. We're paying for the artist table to be at the show. A basic show can cost us around $1,000 just to do, give or take. And that's for like a small show. So, feel free to share your information, and I'll try my best to come to them, as will many other artists. But it'll also depend on what kind of turnouts they get, because sadly, we can't do a show and travel that far and lose a bunch of money. Now, we're happy breaking even. If we can break even, we're happy. We don't even care if we make money on a show, as long as we can get the money that we invested in going. So if we can break even on a show, like there's enough people coming through the door for that, then everybody's happy. But yeah, if sadly, if it's a show where you only got 200 or 300 people that come to a one-day event, that's hard to do. It's really, really hard to do. So just food for thought, All right. You got to admit, it's so annoying, like when you're bored. Like, I want to draw something, but I don't know what I want to draw. Because, like, I could sit here and finish this out. I mean, with it being horror, I'm a big, big horror fan. I could sit here and think of horror characters until I feel this thing all the way through. But I really don't want to do that, because I want to give the person that, like, if I do a raffle, I want to give the person that wins this a chance to be able to get at least, close to half of the book done in characters they prefer. So I guess we could do, before I forget about it, let's do a couple of little, like, happy little mountains back here, Happy little mountains. The Carpathian Mountains. Blah blah blah. You mean that right there? Yeah, Alien's one of my favorite movies, man. So I had to put a Xenomorph in here. It is definitely one of my favorites. I'm gonna have people mad at me making that joke about booting people off my friends. Man, you really gonna boot? No, dude, calm down, Jesus. Oh man. It's ridiculous. Yawning tired at damn 9:30 like an old person. Oh. Yeah, I really need to go ahead and post this thing for the raffle, and then that way the person can pick what the last bit of characters are, and I can go ahead and finish it. And I mean, we'll do something on the back cover too. Mm-hmm. I need to find my little other rubber mat thing and put it on here. What's up, Peter? Peter, did you go get my Vampirella book? Dude, I'm gonna be annoyed if you didn't go get my Vampirella book. All this damn other book buying y'all be doing. Y'all better get my damn Vampirella book. If it helps, y'all can pretend I'm some female with big cleavage. The black covers they're okay. I mean, you can do some cool stuff on them. Whether you, well, I mean, now if you're painting them, you can do whatever. If you're willing to sit down and put acrylic on them, and you can paint a damn cover just as well as I'm coloring one with alcohol markers. Shit, I mean, it's a ton of work, but you can do it. I'm not going out and buying a bunch of acrylic markers and stuff just to, paint black covers every so often. I'm not going to go buy acrylic paint to do that, but you can do some fun stuff with white color pencil. I mean, you can do some fun stuff with other color pencils too. I'm not going to go buy a whole damn $80 pack of color pencils to just do those, few black covers that come along. But I mean, yeah, you can do some cool stuff. I mean, I've done, I think, what did I do? I think I did a Xenomorph or something. Did I do a Xenomorph on a black cover? Damn, I can't remember. Damn, I can't remember. Anyway, I've done a couple black covers and they turned out cool. Oh, I did a Ghost Rider. That's what I'm thinking about, I think. I did a Ghost Rider on a black cover and it turned out badass. So, I mean, they are doable. I don't prefer them just because I kind of hate being limited to just, white color pencil. Again, because I'm not going to go spend $80 for a pack of damn, good color pencils or go buy a pack of, acrylic paints and have to paint a cover. But yeah, they're pretty cool. I've seen some people do some cool stuff with. I mean, hell, look at all like Del Otto's completely changed his style lately. If you've seen like over the last few months, Del Otto is he's painting. Well, not painting because it looks like color pencil is what it looks like. But all those like black covers where it's a red Spawn and I mean it's a red Carnage and then there's Venom and Spider-Man. All those covers. They're being done on looks like black canvas. So and they look from the texturing on it, it definitely looks like he's doing those covers in color pencil. So you can definitely do some cool stuff. It takes a little more thinking about how you're going to lay out the design, because you're having to do it from, you're having to bring the light out of the negatives, the black negative. So everything is being laid kind of different. But yeah, I think from looking at the stuff, and that's what it looks like to me. It looks like Dell'Otto is, that's what he's doing. He's doing like color pencils on black canvas. That, and just like that in that new Spider-Man that they just announced, where he's got his hand on the that headstone. Dude, that one is nice. I will actually buy that one. I didn't buy any of the other ones, but I'm going to buy that one. That was a very beautiful cover. So I thought about doing that at one time. Actually buying a pack of color pencils and trying that out on some black canvas or some black covers. But it's one of those things that even though they look cool and even though they sell pretty popular, they're still kind of a niche market thing. And so there's not a lot of people buying it because, again, I mean, I've been doing this for 3 years. Black covers have been real popular for like the last year or so. And I think I've had 2 people ask for a black cover, you know, and that really pissed me off about Marvel with the null, blanks. And I understand the point, King in Black, but that was so damn stupid that all their blanks were black. They could have done some of them white, man. They could have done a half and half, and they still would have sold tremendously well. But yeah, I was annoyed about that because I really wanted some null blanks. But again, since very few people order the black ones, you know, Peter did, man. You didn't answer my question. Peter's avoiding my question. So I guess Peter didn't go buy my Vampirella cover. Did you not go buy my Vampirella cover, Peter? Because I'm pretty sure y'all bought a certain lady's Vampirella cover. I'm just saying, are we guys not good enough? Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, if you're going to get a black cover done, really make sure you look for someone that knows what they're doing. Because again, not every artist ever messes with black covers. But try to find an artist that is very talented in general. I definitely would not go to a brand new person who, when I look at their artwork, the artwork has a lot of flaws to it. I don't give a shit if they're doing $20 full bodies. People really need to remember that shit. Just because someone's charging $20 for a full body doesn't mean that's a good deal. There's lots of flaws in that artwork, and I'm not saying this to bash anyone. I'm just saying if you're black covers is a whole different beast. And if you're going to try to do black covers, or you want art done on black covers, I should say, at least make sure you're talking to someone that already has a pretty good grasp of what they're doing. So that way, even if they've never done a black cover, it may be a little easier for them. Peter still hasn't answered my question. Peter, why are you avoiding my question, man? Um, but yeah, that's the most important thing. Is yeah, I definitely would not. I know me personally, if I was going to get one done, I would not go to someone that's kind of newish. I mean, I wouldn't even go to someone that's been doing it a little while. If I look at their art and their art has a lot of flaws on it, then that black cover is really going to have some flaws on it. And there's no hiding it on the black cover. On a regular white cover, you can hide it with shadows or you can hide it with color. Uh, uh, Oh, I have no idea who's bought anything. I'm just teasing on you. I have no clue who buys what. I don't have enough time to babysit who's buying what. I just like giving people a hard time. Um, but um, yeah, so yeah, I don't have a clue who buys what. No, no, dude, you're fine, dude. You don't have to explain nothing to me, man. I'm teasing on you. I'm totally just picking with you. Um, but I mean, I have no idea. I don't even have an idea who else bought this book. I mean, I have no clue. So I just kind of rag on people a little bit, pick on them. Uh, but um, yeah, I've done some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Oh, I would definitely enjoy a Shredder piece. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like doing any of the turtles. But I would definitely love doing a Shredder piece. That'd be awesome. Oh, he's. I'm pretty sure Peter's following Anna. That would shock me if Peter's not. Peter's usually pretty good about following artists. But yeah, I mean, like I said, even myself, if I was going to get somebody to do a black cover, yeah, it's got to be somebody that their art is badass. It's got to be, because it truly is. It's a completely different beast, man. It's whole different ball game. Like I can't stress that enough. It is really insane how difficult black covers can be, because you have to again you have to kind of change your mindset of how you lay out a cover. I mean, yeah, pencil will show up on it a little bit where you can kind of lay out something, but when you start, again, now unless you're doing full blown paint on a cover, so then it doesn't matter. You treat it just like you would the alcohol markers, or if you're using color pencils. Again, that stuff's a whole different ball game. Um, that's no different than what I'm doing right here. So that's not what I'm talking about. It's just most people, they either do one format or the other. Either they paint covers or they do alcohol markers or they do color pencils or, so that way they buy one set of tools. Now there are some artists that, they'll do color pencils, they'll do alcohol, they'll do watercolor, they'll do every damn thing. Um, um, so, but, the majority of people who don't do that, they're going to try to do that black cover with just like a white color pencil, and it does look cool if you do it right. I mean, it definitely does. It pops so much, but all your shadows and all your blacks and everything, is the board. So you're drawing in this weird way of where you're just putting in all the light spots. So yeah. And of course, Ghost Rider is an easy one to do. That would, like, if anybody out there wants to practice doing black covers, definitely practice with something like Ghost Rider or shit. Who would be another good one? Wow, who would be a Skeletor? That would be a good one because you can use the white creates all the highlights on the bone and stuff like that. I mean, any headshots where you really want to practice, because you're trying to keep it simple, but yet still getting it across. Uh, yeah, dude, I'm so bad with names. I couldn't even begin to tell you how many people out there that are necessarily on my friends list or that I've seen. I'm so bad with names. Um, I remember their artwork when I see it, but yeah, you can hang up that name stuff. Oh, and for those that don't know, I'm raffling off the last Angry Artist art mystery box. So that post is on my page. It's about halfway full if somebody wants in on it. Yeah, I've seen the glow in the dark paints, and you got to that works really cool too. But you got to find the right paints because there's a lot. Like when you search for glow in the dark paint, there are so damn many brands, etc. And I've bought a few of them to try them out, and dude, a lot of them don't work worth the shit. So you really got to find the good ones. Yeah, I mean there's definitely a few people out there that do painting that is awesome. Like one of the ones I always wanted to learn to do was oil. I always wanted to do oil, man, but it's so time consuming. Not only from the doing the work, but it's also extremely time consuming with the dry times and stuff like that. And yeah, you can put additives in the oils, paint so it dries faster. But it's and I really do want to learn it, but I so don't want to get caught up into that thing where I'm trying to learn multiple different things because I think a lot of artists do that too much because they're trying to experiment or they're trying to, you know, uh, have a little variety. And what ends up happening, and again, I've been guilty of this. What ends up happening is you get decent at a lot of different things, but you don't get really great at any of it because you're spreading your practice time too thin. Someone who sits down and they're going to use nothing but Copic markers as their coloring medium, and that's all they do for 6 months. Their talent is going to be farther along coloring than somebody who spent the same 6 months trying to learn alcohol markers, trying to learn color pencils, trying to learn watercolor. So I think a lot of people make that mistake. The other thing I see a lot of artists making a mistake on, in my opinion, is I think a lot of artists are too damn caught up in trying to sell art instead of create art. I get those PMs all the damn times is, hey man, here's what my art looks like. What do you think I should charge for it? And and I tell them, well, I don't tell anybody what to do with their art. I don't get into that. I don't critique. I don't tell you what to price your stuff for. You need to figure that out on your own. That's all I'll say. Now, in my head, I'm saying your art is not ready to sell. Now, even though art is subjective, that's not what I'm referring to. When I'm saying that in my head about somebody's art I'm looking at, I'm not saying it like, oh well, it's not as good as this person, so you shouldn't be doing it. That's not what I'm thinking. That's not the mindset. I'm just talking about all the fundamental things that are wrong with it. Because there's even stuff that's wrong with mine sometimes. I'm not a perfect artist. I've been doing this for 4 years now. 3 years of it's professional, and now of course I've drawn all my life. But when I decided to do this 4 years ago, I actually hadn't picked a pencil up in like 10 years. So there's still issues with some of my art, no doubt about it. But there's enough of ability of what I'm doing that I can hide some of it, or I can, take the focus away from it because of other things. Um, and a lot of it's stuff that most people don't even notice, but I'll notice, and I'll point it out sometimes to people, and they go, "Oh shit, I didn't even see that." And so without me telling them, they never would have noticed it. So I think that's the biggest mistake I see a lot of people making right now on social media. They are too concerned with trying to sell art instead of create art. They're too concerned about trying to make money off of it instead of trying to make a following off of it. When I first decided to do this, I spent a year straight drawing anywhere between 2 to 6 hours a day, 7 days a week for a year straight, just to get my fundamentals far as long as I could in that year. And I did that for a year straight before I ever posted the first piece of art that it was for sale. And that helped me to kind of not, it helped me with two things. One, it helped me to just kind of have a familiarity with what I was doing again. So I was comfortable and the mistakes weren't super obvious. And then the other thing, it allowed me to be able to handle the workload. And I think that's where a lot of people are screwing up right now. Because again, I get those messages a lot. I look at the art, and the art has a lot of flaws with it. And again, I'm not talking about style or, just because it's not as good as this person or that person. It's just straight up has a lot of flaws. And it's art that, in my opinion, is not ready to be sold. Now, I don't say that to anyone, personally. Again, I don't critique. I don't tell people what to charge. And that's what I tell them. They'll have to kind of figure that out on their own. Because I don't want to be that person to tell someone they're not ready. But speaking here with you guys and speak in general, that's what's in my mind. Sometimes I'm like, you're not ready for this. You're not ready to sell. You're not ready for the workload. You're spending 1 hour a day trying to draw. And most of the time, you're not even doing that. You're spending 1 hour every few days or 1 hour a week. That is not ready to sell art. So, and that's just my opinion. Take it for what you will. But I think more people need to concentrate on creating art, getting their fundamentals down, creating a solid base, and the sales will come. They will come. But you got to get your. All right, here's an example. You got to have your art to a level to where you can come out the door charging $30 and $40 for a headshot. Period. If your art is not good enough to charge $30 or $40, you're not ready. And that's a low end. When I first got on the scene, I was charging, I believe for headshots like this right here, with color, I want to think I was charging like $50 for a headshot right out the gate. And it was selling like hotcakes. And then I went up about 6 months later. Then I went up at the year mark, and then I sat on those prices for about a year straight. And then I went up a little bit more after that. But if you have to sit back and you go, okay, here's my art, I'm going to sell it for $10. If you're selling your art for $10 and it took you 3 hours to make that piece of art, because again, it took you longer because you don't have the experience yet. It took you longer because you don't have the mental readiness to lay stuff out without looking at a picture completely. And there's nothing wrong with looking at references. But if you're looking at a reference and it still looks like the picture you got it from, I mean, unless you're doing a portrait, then you're missing out on some things. Now, because I've done cover recreations, I've done image recreations for clients that they wanted a specific image recreated. So I'm not talking about things like that. And I've used reference for poses and things like that when I couldn't figure out a certain pose and I have deadlines to meet. I can't sit around and try to fight this for 6 hours. So there's been times where I've used photo references, whether it's real life photo or I took I looked on pose.com or something and looked up a pose and I drew the understructure of that pose, just the bare bones of it. And then I added to it with my own, details. There's nothing wrong with that. Do what you got to do to get the piece finished. But if you do that, if you sit down and you draw for 3 hours and you got this piece and you go, okay, I think I can get $10 from that, then you're not ready. Because in my personal opinion, worst case scenario, you should be making $10 an hour. So if it took you 3 hours to do a piece, you should be making at least $30 off the damn thing. And now that's how I look at a starting artist is you should be making at least $10 an hour. Worst case scenario, you damn sure should be making minimum wage. But if it took you 3 hours and you sold it for $15, divide that by 3 hours. Really? You're going to play that game? So, so that's kind of the way you should judge it, in my opinion, for those that might feel the need to send me a PM and ask me what I think. That's how you should kind of look at it. You need to figure out how long it takes you to do a piece. And I mean do the piece. I don't mean sit here, doodle a little, watch some TV, doodle a little more. That's not the same thing. Like I see people sometimes make these posts, oh, how long did it take you to draw that? And they'll chime in with, oh, it took me 3 days. No, it didn't. It didn't take you 3 days. How much physical pencil to paper time did it take you? That's what matters. Not because it took you 3 days to complete it, because you worked on it for an hour, then went and watched TV for 4 hours, then came back the next day, worked on it for 2 hours, and then went and watched some more TV or played on your PS4, and then came back the third day and wrapped it up. That's not an accurate measurement of time. That's bullshit. So it's physical, pen to paper. How long did it take you to do it? And you need to keep up with these things. Time yourself. You need to try to sit down and do a sketch, whether it's pencil only or inks, whatever the case. And then that's another thing too. Stop trying to learn all of it at once as a new artist. If you're sitting here and your fundamentals are jacked up because you lack experience and you lack knowledge, and your fundamentals are jacked up, arm is wonky, head's too big, arms too small, hands itty bitty, those basic fundamentals that are screwed up, and it's inked and it's colored, you are damn sure wasting your time on the wrong shit. Stop coloring it, stop inking it, and just do pencils until your pencils look legit. Once you have your pencils down, then you can kind of start trying to learn how to ink. And still don't mess with color until you have the inking down. Then you can slide into color. Now, that's just my opinion. But I think if you followed that idea and you did it for at least a year straight of drawing at least an hour a day. And again, not an hour sitting at the table trying to find something to draw. That's not what I'm talking about. Physical pencil to paper, hour to 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you did that, in a year's time, holy hell, the improvement you would see on your art. I mean, to the point of you could sell it without a problem for a reasonable price improvements. That's the kind of improvements I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it, Peter. I mean, that's why I keep trying to tell people, like people, oh man, I wish I could draw like you. You can. You just need to put in the work. This isn't some magic thing that we woke up one morning and, look what I just did. I've never lifted a pencil in my life, and look what I did. That's not how this shit works. Now, do I believe there's a weird, natural kind of, even though I hate using the word talented or talent, because I think when people use the word, oh, you're so talented, I wish I could draw like that. For me, it kind of sounds like they don't mean it this way, but this is how it comes off. It comes off as if all of my hard work I've done doesn't mean shit because you think I magically woke up one day and could draw. So that's why I don't like the word talent or talented. But in the core of it, I do believe that some people have this weird natural creative ability. Some people put it into music. Like I've seen people learn guitar extremely fast, learn piano extremely fast. I've seen people drawing after a few attempts and watching some stuff could do it. Or look at something and could recreate it. I do believe there is some raw creativeness in some people, and it doesn't make us, special in the sense that, it's magic. It just means that for some reason we can recognize shapes easier, we can recognize color easier, or whatever, however you want to look at it. I do believe that, and therefore we can learn things a little easier because we can notice it a little easier. But that doesn't mean that random Joe Blow, who has never drawn a day in his life, can't roll up and be doing this. That is complete, utter bullshit. It's just you have to be willing to put in the time. And again, I get these questions all the time. Hey, man, I love your artwork. Man, how can I get better at drawing hands, man? You draw them. That's how you get better. How can I get better at inking? You ink more. I mean, there is no magic secret. There is not something that we're keeping from you. It's as simple as that. It is just hard work invested. This right here, this right here, this is not some magic thing. This is 30 years. No, more than that. I'm 40. What am I, 46? I've been drawing since I was probably 5, 6 years old. Now, once I got into high school years, I didn't draw as much. Once I got into young adulthood, I hardly ever drew, maybe once every 6 months. That was it. But this is 40 years of hard ass work is what this is. This is not I woke up and could magically draw. It's 40 years. Now, is it 40 years of back-to-back years like I was talking about a few minutes ago? Oh, I've been drawing that image for 3 days, but it's not really 3 days? No. If you sat down and you figured out every waking moment that I was literally putting pencil to paper, then I've wasted so much. So much. Now, again, over a span of 40 years, I've been drawing. But there was years I didn't draw. I mean, again, probably 10 years before 4 years ago. So that knocks it down to 30. Then you take away probably, another 10 years of young adulthood wasn't drawing. So now you're down to, 20 years invested. So now you knock that down to high school years barely drawing. So let's say it's 3 years there. Now you're in the teens. So, when you break it all down, even to get this far right here, counting the 4 years I just invested, I've probably only been drawing physical pen to paper 8 years out of my lifetime. So many years wasted. So this right here, to get to this point, is still at least 8 years worth of work. So that's what it's about. It is not a magic pill. It is not some magic secret we're keeping from you. It is just physical work. And so if you want to get better at drawing hands, draw hands all the time. If you want to get better at drawing, gesture poses, draw nothing but gesture poses for a few days. If you can't figure out where the muscles go, start watching videos that show anatomy. Buy anatomy books, whatever you need to do. Look at bodybuilders, because you're drawing superheroes, so you might as well look at bodybuilders. Now, I mean, you do need to draw regular stuff too. Find the artists that you love and follow their videos, draw with them, listen to their breakdowns and their information. If you're having trouble drawing hair, find your favorite artist that you love the way they draw hair and draw the hair the way they draw it. If you love the way Jim Lee does his pencil style, then recreate Jim Lee's pencil style. Watch his videos and draw along with him. Now I'm not saying like you copy his work. I'm just saying, if you like the way Ebass draws eyes, then start drawing eyes the way he does it and do it, many times a day until you have it memorized. And then put those eyes in your female characters. If you love the way Don Matee does hair, draw that hair over and over and over until you can work it into yourself. That's what every artist does, is they take from other artists that they admire. I like the way he draws eyes. I like the way she draws hair. I like the way he does his inking and his shadows. I love the way he draws background cities and the way he creates the lighting. Take from other avenues. You don't have the mental vocabulary to be drawing shit out of your head. Unless you've been doing this 15, 20 years, no one has the mental vocabulary. I've seen artists that's been doing this 20, 25 years pull up reference on their computer because they haven't ever drawn a certain character. or they're having trouble with their hands. Like I saw an artist today make a post talking about that he spent 3 hours, and I'm sure he over exaggerated it, but he said he spent 3 hours looking for hand references because of a hand pose. I'm like, and I commented on his post. Normally I don't ever comment on shit, but I commented on that one. I was like, wait a minute, you spent 3 hours looking for hand references when you have two of them attached to your arms? That's insane. Whether he's joking or not, I have no clue because he never replied to my statement. But if you're spending 3 hours looking for hand references, what you're doing is you're spending 3 hours to look for an excuse not to draw. That's what you're doing. I'm sorry, that's what it is. And the reason I can say that with all honesty is because I used to use that same bullshit excuse. Oh man, I've been sitting here for 3 hours, man, trying to find something to draw. Because when I used to draw, I just recreated stuff that I saw. And so I would flip through till I found an awesome image I liked, and that's what I would recreate, back when I was younger. And so I would sit there and spend an hour, 2 hours looking for something to draw and then give up because I couldn't decide on something. And it wasn't because I couldn't decide, it's because I didn't want to draw, and that was my cop-out. So that's why I can say that with complete honesty. It was a bullshit cop-out. So when you're sitting around saying that you can't find hands and you got two of them on your damn body, that's a cop-out. You're just not wanting to draw, and that's your excuse not to do it. That's your excuse to waste time. Because you got all kinds of poses right here at the end of your hand. Take a photo of it. Put it in a mirror and take a photo. If you're trying to do something like this, put a mirror in front of you and take a photo of the mirror, and it reflects your hand. Now you got the hand facing you. Put it like this. Take a photo. I mean, you. That's insane. That if you can't if you're trying to get a certain facial expression and you can't find a reference, again, you're doing it wrong. Put a mirror in front of your art desk and make it. Have you never seen artists videos where they're in their studio? Almost every artist has a mirror on their desk, especially animators. Disney animators, they'll have mirrors on their wall right in front of their desk, or they'll have one sitting on their desk. So yeah, there's no shortcuts. It's just hard work and how bad do you want it. That's all it is. That's the secret. That's the magic pill, is hard work and how bad do you want it. So, but anyway, guys, it's 10 o'clock, man. I'm going to get off here. Thank you guys, as always, for hanging out with me. Please make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Definitely give it a like. Please give it a share. And again, like I said, a subscribe. If you haven't grabbed my copy of Vampirella number 18, which is my first ever mainstream title for comics, for Dynamite and BNS Comics, please go over to my page. It's about halfway through the 500 print run, so it's doing really well. And thank you to everyone who has grabbed that book so far. But please go over and grab it, dude. You're getting a Virgin for $15. Most people charge $20 and $30 for Virgins, and they're doing theirs for only $15. Man, that you can't ask for a better price. Like I said, most people Virgins are automatic anywhere between $20 to $30, easy all day long. And these guys chose to do a $15 Virgin just so it's more economic friendly for everyone with all the crazy shit that's going on. Plus, it was dropping right as that ice weather was coming into town. So we knew people were going to have financial problems with that weather, whether it be busted pipes or whatever. So we knew people was going to have financial issues with that. So these guys made this Virgin extremely affordable. So spend the $15, get a raw copy at least, show that love and and I appreciate that so much. You're very welcome, Heather. But you guys have a wonderful night. Again, thank you for coming by. Don't forget, this coming weekend, we will be having the launch party for the Mortician. Release party, not launch. Release party for the Mortician at Pastime Comics on Saturday, the 27th, from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. in Watauga, Texas. All the creators that had their hands on that book will be there to do signings and photos, etc. The writers, all the cover artists, the editors and the inkers and colorists, everyone's going to be there for that event. So please make sure you come out Saturday to Pastime Comics and show some mad love. We're going to have a really good time, man. It's just all about the comic. It's all about the milestone with all these covers and all the books that Four Leaf Comics has done. All successful Kickstarters. Just tons of really talented people. So make sure you come out for that. But anyway, you guys have a good night. I'm going to stop rambling now, and I will see you guys later. Take care, guys.